28 Jahre ist er alt, Papa von 2 Kindern, seit inzwischen 10 Jahren auch schon bei der PDC unterwegs. Und vor 1,5 Jahren hat es bei ihm so wirklich Klick gemacht. Spielt jetzt 2017 sein bislang bestes Jahr auf dem Circuit, hat 2 Turniere in diesem Jahr gewinnen können und ist inzwischen einer aus den Top 20. Aktuelle Nummer 19 der Welt, der Rockstar Joe Cullen. Joe Cullen nimmt es auf mit dem BDO-WM-Finalisten von 2014. Seitdem ist er bei der PDC mit dabei, hat 3 Turniere in seiner PDC-Zeit gewinnen können. Eines davon auf der European Tour. Letztes Jahr Hildesheim. Aktuell die 16 der Welt. Alan Chuck Norris.
Penultimate game of the afternoon session, and it's the number 8 seed versus the number 9 seed. Alan Norris takes on Joe Cullen as Chuck goes up against the rock star for a spot in the quarterfinals. It could well be the world number 1 Michael van Gerwen that awaits the winner of this one, but MVG will have to get past a resurgent Stephen Bunting in the final game of this afternoon session. Just seen Andy Bolton, an unseeded player, book his place in the quarter-finals. He will be the only unseeded player in action this evening. Joe Cullen has been knocking on the door of Euro Tour glory all year, repeatedly making the final session and made a number of semi-finals on the Euro Tour in his career, yet to take that next step and make a final. But it was this time last year that Alan Norris went on to claim his first Euro Tour crown, carving through the field at the German Darts Championship and beating Jelle Klaassen in the final. Rockstar versus Chuck. I'm Dan Dawson, Rob Malarkey, talking you through this one.
And it was at this stage in Riesa, in our most recent European Tour events.
First leg is Joe to throw first. Game on.
In the 3rd round on the final day that Norris and Cullen met. Cullen advancing to the semi-finals in Riesa at the expense of Alan Norris when they last met on the European Tour just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, another semi-final appearance for Joe Cullen there.
108!
But Norris kicks in with a 180.
I noticed Norris didn't press the flesh with any of the public on the way down 44. The walkway in an attempt to, well, damage limitation, I suppose, in terms of people crushing his hands on the way through. He didn't want to run the risk of suffering
42.
any mishaps on the way down because he's not totally comfortable. He's got 1 or 2 problems.
Yeah, he's
121.
His carpal tunnel syndrome in his hands. I think it's a lot worse in his non-throwing hand. But he's essentially
99.
going to bed at night with some sort of weird metal gauntlet full of wires and stuff to actually sort of extend his hand and try and ease the discomfort that he feels.
100.
Not a good sign.
No, he said it's like a repetitive, sharp jabbing sensation in his hands. And at first,
same one I get working with you, Rob, just in my head.
Just in your head. And it just never goes away.
Oh, hang on. Oh, well, he sort of half-heartedly went for tops there.
Here we are, 120.
Didn't really give it the full gun. Alan Norris will be looking at a treble 20, a single 20 and a double top to break the throw in this opening leg. There's a single. Can't find the treble.
100. Joe, you require 40. Game shot on the first leg. Joe Cullen. Second leg is Alan to throw first. Game on.
Norris didn't seem to be suffering too much yesterday in his opening win over James Richardson. He averaged 97.
100.
His finishing was pretty good as well, 6 from 10. And one of the finishes that really caught the eye, an 85 checkout on the bull as
140.
well. Cullen seeing off Steve West in his 2nd round match. A 160 checkout in the last leg to put the icing on the cake of that one.
135.
But as you say, Dan, a player who is knocking on the door. He is a man with 2 PDC ranking titles to his
82.
name. Having made 3 previous ranking finals, he's enjoying the best year of his career, winning Players' Championship 8 and Players' Championship 16. both in Barnsley.
125.
It doesn't seem to be causing him any problems, Alan Norris, this injury that he's suffering.
140.
Cullen may cause him some problems, though.
141.
Very little between them in this leg, both on potential 12 darters. The chance has gone now for Norris.
57. Joe Uruguay 139.
Chance has also now gone for Cullen.
40.
Oh dear, leaves him
Alan Uruguay
99.
84.
Not just in Risa that Joe Cullen was victorious against Alan Norris. He's won 3 of their 4 matches. Double 12. Double 6. Yes,
Game shot on the
15
second
darter,
leg.
84
Alan
checkout,
Norris.
level
Third leg is
game
Joe
at one
to throw
apiece.
first. Game on.
Protecting a lot of money then this weekend, isn't he, on his Pro Tour
41.
Order of Merits. £25,000 he picked up in Hildesheim this time last year.
Yeah, well, of course, number 8 seed at the minute, Alan Norris, but
85.
that could well plummet. Final Euro Tour event of the year, of course, so
100.
it'll be next year before we're back in Euro Tour action, and those seedings will come into effect. We'll have had things like the UK Open qualifiers by that time.
140.
Yeah, we start the whole shebang all over again in March next year in Leverkusen, our opening
100.
venue, our opening city for the first European Tour event of 13. 13.
Is the old schedule?
42.
Quarter of the year dedicated to European Tour darts. It's brilliant.
Will we see the return of the 2-time world champion Gary Anderson? He's been talking all
60.
year that he'd give the Euro Tours a miss this year, only to make a triumphant return next year. Gary Anderson now down to number 3 in the world. He will go back to number 2, curiously, on Wednesday, with
100.
Peter Wright losing today, and then he will lose that number 2 spot once again, because Peter Wright will go and win money at the Euros. And you don't get to the Euros unless you play these
140.
European Tours. Joe Cullen's going to be a seed at the
134.
European Tour. European Championship, I should say, is Norris. Well, it was tops. I thought it might be. He
94.
likes putting darts together in
60.
bunches, Alan Norris. Double.
Game shot on the third leg.
Norris
Joe
couldn't
Cullen.
take out a double finish. Joe
leg is
Cullen
Alan to
can,
throw
even
first.
though he wasn't
Game on.
really attempting to. 2-1.
Yeah, slightly curious, but Cullen leads. It's going with throw, this one.
57.
Anderson, of course, will be defending a lot of money in the new year, or at the end of December, going into the new
140.
year. They could well be flip-flopping in the world rankings, those two, for a short while.
Yeah, well, of all the players in world darts who would be
81.
concerned about the money they're defending, Adrian Lewis, I would suggest, would be the most concerned, because something like £180,000 to come off his ranking in the back end of this
140.
year, meaning that if he does have a couple of disasters in the big tournaments on TV, including the World Championship, he could be out of the world's top 16.
135.
Whereas Joe Cullen could find himself inside the world's top 16.
Certainly could.
He's just outside it at the moment.
104.
Yeah, 16th position in the world is currently held by Alan Norris. 19 for Joe Cullen, but he certainly seems like a player on the up. Those darts could have done with being a bit more
58.
up.
Joe Uruguay 170.
Alan Norris, he has left 170, but Cullen for a break of throw. Topsy once.
77. Alan Uruguay 170.
Chances are he's coming back for a 3-1 lead.
However, we have seen the 170 this weekend. James Richardson with that particular honour. We will not see it again here from Alan Norris.
98. Joe Uruguay 40.
And Joe Cullen has 3 attempts at tops here for a 3-1 lead. Instead, he's on double 10.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
And
Joe
Cullen finds the
Fifth leg
breakthrough.
is Joe to throw first. Game on.
Talked about this a number of times with Joe Cullen, but I just feel in situations like that, and ones earlier in this game as well, he is now more likely than ever to hit the winning double with his third dart, just because he maintains that steady
58.
rhythm through his visits. Each dart's given the same amount of care and attention. He goes through the same process. He doesn't rush anything. He doesn't think,
45.
oh, it's all right, I've got my range now, I can just chuck this in without going through the whole process. We see a little step across which interrupts his rhythm a bit, but you can still see the wind up, the release. Everything's metronomic with the rock star, and I think it's helped him improve this year and achieve what he has done, winning those 2 titles on the Pro Tour and move up into the world's top 20.
140.
Starting on the 19s. Maybe filling him up. That's exactly what he's done. 171 to leave 1-3-2 checkout. Norris has got to fill this up to get a finish. He's not going to do that.
Did you see the look on Norris's face there? Well,
Joe, you require 132.
It was an absolute picture. Cullen now looking at 1-3-2.
100.
Well, that lets double 16.
$85. Joe, you require 32.
Double 16 for a commanding looking 4-1 lead. That is exactly what he's got. And there's not a huge amount in the averages here. Around about the 96 mark for Joe Cullen. It's 3 points or so shy of that for Alan Norris, but 3 legs behind.
55.
Cullen doing the business.
Yeah. There was a slight concern about Joe coming into this tournament. He suffered 3 first-round defeats in his final 4 Players' Championship events of the year. He wasn't in great nick. He made the last 16 at the World Grand Prix, beat Darren Webster, and then he had the misfortune of coming up against the eventual champion, Daryl Gurney.
57.
Yeah, played very well against Darren Webster. It's a fantastic game of darts, but Joe Cullen just unable
59.
to replicate it against Daryl Gurney. But the thing is, even though it's not been enormous steps forward for Joe Cullen in the big TV events, there was a stage where he just hadn't won at a big TV tournament, apart from at the UK Open. That was the only big TV stage that he'd won on. Now that's changed. He won at the World Championship, beat Corey Cadby in that fantastic first-round game last year. He's obviously picked up a win at the World Grand Prix this year as well.
100.
And I think going in as one of the seeded players at the European Championship, he could well be a danger there, because we know what he's capable of producing.
83. $100.
Bit like this.
Yeah.
80.
Sensing another opportunity, and Norris has just slipped up here as well. 21 with 2 darts.
78. Joe, you require 105.
Inroads with the final dart, but Cullen looking good here.
73.
Those first 2 darts were absolute perfection from Joe Cullen, straight in the 57, and that second one was a perfect guide for the double 16. It was a surprise that he missed. But 3 more goes at it. And he only needs the one. Joe Cullen dominating this encounter.
Game on.
And this one could be over a lot faster than I thought it would have been. I really thought that Norris might give Joe a bit of a run
100.
here. Joe Cullen was the odds-on favourite to win this match, but I thought it would be a lot tighter than this. Maybe Norris is just beginning to feel the effects. That first dart has been a loose one again.
40.
And Joe Cullen,
60.
well, just 60 there, not really capitalising fully on that slip-up by Alan Norris.
May have to find another gear or 2 this evening, Joe Cullen, if he is going to go on and win his first Euro Tour title. Mid-90s average here is solid, 45% on his doubles. It's all right. But it is not playing to his full capabilities, and it may not be enough to go on and win the title. However, he's giving himself an opportunity, and this will give him a great opportunity. A second maximum in the last 3 legs. Joe Cullen's hit 2 180s and a 171. And Alan Norris, I think the game is up, Chuck.
Joe, you require 80.
Yeah, 6 darts for Joe Cullen from here. Double 16.
48.
Well, double 16 has been his route to glory many occasions today, but not there.
Yeah, won his first 3 legs on double 10.
171.
Might win his last 3 legs on double 16. Alan Norris Is that the last darts you throw? Double four.
24.
Well.
Alan, you require 36.
Finish line fever for Joe Cullen maybe here. Alan Norris looking at double 18 to get another leg on the board. It would be a break of throw. Cullen left to reflect on what might have been there, but
Game shot on the 7th.
the agony does go on for Joe Cullen. He's not there yet. He still has to find that all-important leg.
Well, if you're going to miss 5 match darts, it's probably best to do it when you're 5-1 up. No guarantee he'll get any more, but with the way this match has gone, you would expect him to get more opportunities.
100. $134.
There you see.
96.
113 data in leg 5, everything else. 15, 16, 17 or 18 darts, 5 or 6 visits to the board for every
59.
single leg. Not bad going. Not had one horrific leg anywhere along the line.
98.
Who knows, he may get one. May end up being the winning leg. 67% doubles, but only 3 goes at them for Alan Norris. As once again, Cullen produces a 3 treble visit.
74. Joe, you require 146.
19s.
$96. Alan, you
He's
require
50. So he's in good shape here with Norris on 133, and Norris is not going to. Was he doing that treble 11 to trim off the 33? Look away now, Rod Harrington.
He goes strange old
29.
ways, does Alan Norris, and he will not hear a word against them.
He did it in Risa, didn't he?
Does,
when he was on 133. Cullen already missed 5 match starts, but he
Joe Cullen
ends it there with a fairly emphatic 6-2 win. Alan Norris never really got going in that one. Cullen too strong for Chuck today with an average of 95, but as Dan said, he will have to find a fair degree of room for improvements if he is to face the world's best later on, Michael van Gerwen, potentially lying in wait. But he's got to see off Stephen Bunting first, but Joe Cullen can go backstage now and get ready for a quarter-final this evening. Alan Norris defending £25,000 this weekend, not able to make too many inroads there. Beaten 6-2, Joe Cullen advances, MVG and Bunting on the way.
Joe, congratulations. A match that looked so easy, you know, from outside. Was it easy for you?
I wouldn't say easy, as like I said, we see each other nearly every weekend, so I know that Alan was struggling, and it was just a matter of concentrating, because like I say, Alan was struggling early on, and he just couldn't get going, but all I had to do was capitalise, and that's what I did.
What is the best, what is the worst part of your game?
Probably not playing 110 every game, because the doubles, I think I'm up there with in the top 10 for this season. The scoring, obviously, I've proved that I can, you know, average up there with the big ones. It's just a matter of doing it week in, week out.
With such a confidence you have right now, you would love to play MVG now in the quarters? He could be the next one?
Whoever it is, it's like I say, Stephen's in the same sort of management team as I am, but I'm not one of them who say it doesn't matter who you play. If you're playing Michael van Gerwen, you're not playing the board, you know that you're playing Michael van Gerwen. So I'm not going to say, oh, it doesn't matter who I play. I'd rather play Stephen, I'll be honest.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much, Joe. See you later. Joe Cullen.